Today we're going to look at fruit and cooking fruit. So we're going to make a non-alcoholic bananas and pineapple Foster. We're going to start with 1.5 tablespoons of margarine, and you're going to, or butter, and just figured maybe more people have sticks of margarine. If you have a stick of butter, that's even better. So then we're going to add 1/4 cup of brown sugar. You'll notice that mine is 1/2 cup because I was making a double recipe because I'm going to show you 2 different fruits. So I am going to add that brown sugar, and we're going to stir it together. And basically what this is just like a sauce, almost like a syrupy sauce. You can put it over ice cream, you can put it over oatmeal. You guys learn how to make oatmeal, pancakes, waffles, eat it plain if you want to. It's really good if you have something to soak it in though. You could even do like a cream of wheat, or you can make sweet grits this way. You can put it on a lot of different things. French toast. So be creative and use a fruit maybe that you already have at home. But we're going to be thinking about the cooking time of our fruit. So if I look at the pineapple, I went ahead and cut it, and after I cut the pineapple, I made sure it was, or while I was cutting the pineapple, I made sure it was kind of thin pieces because I want it to cook pretty quickly. So I want it to, I know this is also a good pineapple, I can smell it smells amazing, but I want it to cook kind of quickly because I don't want that syrup to burn. So I'm going to add in some cinnamon also, about 1/8 teaspoon. So what will happen is if I have this sugar overheat for too long, it will start to burn, and or I will accidentally make candy. So I don't want to do a whole lot of that. So this is going to be fast and easy. So bananas are going to cook probably about the same time as pineapple for me because I'm not going to really cook the pineapple for very long since I cut it so small. I'm not sure if you could do canned pineapple with this or not. If you have maybe a peach, I know it's not peach season, but if you had a peach, you could use a peach. And if you were going to do a peach, I would say to cut it in pretty thin slices, and it will cook maybe at about the same time as this, because the peach also is really good fresh. If you were going to do like an apple, maybe that's all you had, then you would want to cook the apple before a little bit, at least halfway, and then take it out, then make the syrup, and then add the apple back in. I'm also going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And this is where it's gonna bubble for me, okay? So usually Bananas Foster has a liqueur that you can pour on top of it. So like if you order it in a restaurant, they might even ask you which liqueur that you want, and they're gonna do it tableside, and they're gonna do what's called a flambe. And a flambe is a fun word to say, and it is when they add the liquor and then they light it on fire. So then, as soon as the alcohol runs out, then the fire runs out also, of course. So then you have this beautiful dessert, and it was kind of fun, tableside. And then the other great part about that for restaurants is as long as you can train the staff correctly, it shouldn't take them very long to do that tableside, and people pay a lot more for that experience of tableside. So when you're thinking dollars, you have to think, okay, I'm going to use staff for that amount of time, but am I going to get a good return on it? Yes, because these ingredients are really inexpensive. Even when you add in that small amount of liqueur, it's still totally worth it. So I'm going to let those bananas cook just a little bit. I don't like very mushy bananas, but just a little bit. Like I said, this is the point where you would put in a little bit of liqueur or something and light it on fire. It burns off the alcohol. I am not saying that you need to do that at home, but that's what would happen. And we're just going to do, like I said, the non-alcoholic version. So what we're going to have here, like I said, is kind of a syrupy sauce. We're going to let it bubble a little bit with our fruit in it, and then we're going to serve it over something. So really all we're looking at here is how fruit breaks down when it cooks. Bananas, of course, are going to get softer. Is it going to take on the flavor of the syrup? That's really all we're looking at here. Usually in class we would do kind of a research on it. We would try a bunch of different fruits, but I couldn't think of a good way for you to get to try a bunch of new fruits. So here we are, and we're going to try it this way. I think you'll really enjoy this though because it was very tasty. So I'm just going to let this cook a little bit. To me, it kind of smells like, have you ever been in the mall in the holiday season? Thank you. Have you ever been in the mall in the holiday season and they have like those almonds and like roasted nuts? It kind of smells like that to me. So I was at the grocery store picking an ice cream, and I picked peanut butter cookie dough. It sounded really good with bananas to me. So I'm just going to serve this on top of ice cream. So I've got the scoop of ice cream, and then these bananas are breaking down a little bit. I'm kind of keeping them a little bit separate. Bananas and pineapple go together very well though, so you can put it all on together. These bananas are so good on French toast. And then if you're gonna make French toast, if you're like going to the grocery store for it, get Texas toast or a brioche loaf, and it is so good. I made my kids some chocolate chip brioche French toast this weekend, and they loved it. From Aldi. This smells delicious. See the banana softening a little bit, it's kind of breaking that down. And just like my vegetables, I like these a little bit on the firmer side, I suppose. So I'm basting it with the syrup so that it really like gets in the flavor of it. So I'm just kind of lifting that syrup on top. So I'm basting it. And I would call these done. So again, no fun with lighting on fire, but still tasty. So I've got that, and then I'm just gonna take this and spoon this delicious sauce and fruit over the top.